alright, I only put a few pages out here.
Hey there.
The bravest are surely those who have the clearest vision of what is before them, glory and danger alike, and yet notwithstanding, go out to meet it. There's these. Family, friends, and esteemed guests, I'd like to start by dedicating this to my friend who was killed in action 2 days ago, Hospitalman Warren. Thank you for inviting me to speak here for the ceremony. I'm not a hero in any sense of the word. I'm just a normal guy who's had the privilege of being surrounded for the past 6 years by the best people in this country. Those who have held the lives of those next to them in higher regard than their own. Men who would knowingly take the lead through IED-filled streets. Men that, as John Glenn said, required a dedication of purpose and a love of country and a dedication to duty that was more important than life itself. And their self-sacrifice is what made this country possible. We are here today to remember not just those that have fallen in the name of this country, but those who will never forget the faces of our brothers in arms. Writing this speech has proven to be very trying mentally, as I have the slightest clue why I was asked to be here. As I said before, I'm no hero. But if I was asked, then how can I let this task fall on another's heavy heart but not mine? Since I was asked, I'm honored and proud to share my memories and thoughts about those who preceded me in service and those who will one day follow. Writing this has made me constantly think back to the best times I've had, as well as the worst. The long months where life is as simple as watch where you step, to the fear of not being good enough to help your friends when they need you the most. From 7 months of working with my best friends, to the unforgettable sights and smells of Afghanistan. I was on my first deployment to Ramadi, Iraq in the winter of 2007, when my staff sergeant told my team leader, Corporal Gendron, to make a sign for the door above our platoon's house. It was a simple design, and yet the words that were etched on there remain firmly implanted in me today. For those that have gone before you, and those who will continue to do so, fight like a ground pounder today. I think it says quite a bit about the American warfighter now. All branches have a rich tradition that those currently serving uphold. We all know the battles that are etched in our military's history by heart. Places such as Normandy, Way City, and Fallujah bring out great emotions from those who fought, and for many of those battles keep going on. So Memorial Day to me is not just to remember the fallen, but to remember the sacrifices made by everyone who has stood to defend our nation when the bugle sounded. Be they a Medal of Honor recipient or supply clerk in peacetime. Everyone has surrendered a piece of themselves in order to keep this nation free. Just as the infantryman always remembers the field of his rifle, we as a nation must remember the sacrifices laid forth by those who continue to march forward into the unknown that is war. In World War II, 12% of the nation served. In Vietnam, that number dropped to 2%. In my generation, that number has dropped to 0.45% of the nation. And roughly 1% of those volunteered to serve as combat arms. As I throw out these numbers, it's hard to fathom for many that there are faces to every number there. Names like James Bluff of Tunnel Hill, Georgia, killed in action January 19, 2008, outside of Ramadi, Iraq. Dustin Burnett, killed in action June 20th, 2008, for Ra Province, Afghanistan.
My arm's tired.
Anthony Carabolito, the man who taught me not just the medical aspects of being a corpsman, but what it meant to earn the title doc. Killed in action, August 8, 2008, Sangatesh, Afghanistan. Joshua Osei, KIA, September 20th, 2010, Patrol Base, Panda Ridge, Afghanistan. My good friend Edwin Gonzalez, killed by an IED, October 8, 2010, Talabjan, Afghanistan. Raymond Johnson, October 13, 2010. Kunjak, Afghanistan. First Lieutenant Robert Kelly, November 9th, 2010, Sangin, Afghanistan. Staff Sergeant Javier Ortiz Rivera, from right down the road in Rochester, November 16th, 2010, Patrol Base Griffin, Afghanistan. Staff Sergeant Stacy Green, December 10th, 2010, Sangin, Afghanistan. Jose Hernandez, just 19 years old when he was killed outside of PB Griffin, Afghanistan on December 14, 2010. These are just the men that I've known or worked with that have been killed before their time. 10 names out of 6,430 killed in action when I wrote this since the start of combat operations in Afghanistan on October 7, 2001. Likewise, 10 soldiers and Marines from Buffalo alone have been killed in both Iraq and Afghanistan. It's a small number, but every one of those names has been someone's son, brother, husband, father, or friend. These men had little to gain by going off to war, and yet they still went, paying the ultimate sacrifice for something they believed in. Ronald Reagan said there is no argument over the choice between peace and war. There's only one guaranteed way you can have peace, and you can have it in the next second: surrender. Well, America is 236 years old, and we have yet to give up because my brothers and sisters in arms are out there every day sacrificing life, limb, sanity, and a normal, quiet life they could have had to stop them over there before they come over here. Those that are still over there still need our support as a nation, so that we do not forget and cast aside those that are willing to leave everything behind and do the unthinkable, despite their personal beliefs on the war. Because make no mistake, we are keeping this nation free, as I know all my true brothers in arms would much rather die on our feet than live on our knees. We would much rather fall for something than stand for nothing. Thank you for your time. God bless America.
Earlier
it's on
in the month,
videotape.
we had our county convention in Mayville for the VFW. Our past county commander now, Ray Wacholowski, presented a medal to one of the surgeons out of the department, Butch, who was also a corpsman. On behalf of our past county commander, Ray Wacholowski, I'd like to present this coin that's for a hospital corpsman, United States Navy,